Alright, let's do a little walk around here with the DQ. See, we've got some rabbit tracks here in the back. You can see my tree line there. It doesn't light it up the best. This light doesn't have a very concentrated hot spot. It's a little floody because of the TIR lens, so it doesn't light up as good as I would like at far distances, but it is overall pretty good. I mean, to the eye, it's a lot better than what you see on camera. Okay, that's the moonlight mode, which, see, there's the medium mode, high mode, which is a little brighter, you're talking like 300 lumens, and turbo. No strobe, nothing like that. So there it is, a nice outside look at the DQG. You can see some of these, my tracks, chasing the rabbits around. They're going after my apple trees again. So there it is. Hey guys, wanted to do a review on the DQG Tiny 4th. This is a single 18650 flashlight that is remarkably small sized and yet still very powerful. So before we get too far into this, we're going to talk about the numbers. This, of course, has 4 modes, and as I mentioned, it takes a single 18650 battery. It doesn't have the option for 2 CR123s, just so you know that offhand. The low mode, which is what you're seeing right here, is a 3.5 lumen mode, which will last for 300 hours. So you're talking about 10 plus days of constant use. The medium mode is 80 lumens for about 15 hours. High mode is 300 lumens, which gives you 4 hours. And the turbo mode is 850 lumens, which, according to my testing, just doing some extrapolation with batteries and all that, I'm thinking it's going to run for about 45 to 50 minutes, depending on the battery. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on your battery quality. The reason why it's tough to gauge is because the light steps down after 1 minute of turbo. So if you are using it on turbo, after a minute it goes down to high. So it's very difficult to get an accurate runtime of it. So I did run it for 10 cycles of high just to see how much it drained the battery, and kind of extrapolated that probably about anywhere from 45 minutes to, we'll say, an hour is probably what you'll get on turbo. So this thing only weighs like 36 grams. Very, very lightweight, very short. It's pretty much the smallest 18650 I've seen. It's IPX7 waterproof standard. And let me just look through the thing here real quick, see if I'm missing anything. Oh, it's an XML2 LED, so that is one of the newest and brightest LEDs on the market. So, now that we're through all that, we'll talk about operation. We're going to zoom out a little bit here so you can see a little better. All it has is a side switch, and well, it also has the belt clip, but the side switch is recessed, so it doesn't stick out. So I haven't had this activate in my pocket once yet. Now, you're gonna, from off, of course, you click it and it will turn it off, turn it on. It'll go into that low 3.5 lumen mode. Hold it in, and it will cycle through the higher modes, the high, medium, low, the 3.5, 80, and 350 lumens. A long press while it's off will bring you directly to turbo, and then another click will bring you back to low, and then you can turn it off from there. And then so it is, you can directly access that turbo. There's no strobe modes, no disco modes, nothing like that. It has this weird TIR lens, which I'm not sure if you see. It has this kind of little weird focusing lens on there, which gives it a nice combination of flood and throw. It's not a very tight hot spot. It's quite a floody little light, but it does have that weird TIR lens that might bother you, to be honest. The knurling is very aggressive. One of my only complaints about the light is putting this in and out of your pocket is very difficult, because this knurling is, you can hear it, very much like sandpaper. So actually getting it into your pocket is kind of tough, and pulling it out is kind of tough too. So I mean, that's great, because I love it when a light has great retention, because, you know, we all know nothing's worse than a light that you can't trust in your pocket. But this will be a little difficult to get in and out. Has a stainless steel bezel. The pocket clip is reversible, so if you want to put this on the brim of a cap, you can do that. It's a deep carry pocket clip, very strong. No issues with it coming off whatsoever. It's actually, I can't pull it off with my own finger. You have to get pliers to get this thing off. I can't get it off with my own strength. It will lock out. So we'll actually turn that on medium so you can see a little better. So if you are worried about your batteries being worn, a little quarter turn of the rear switch will lock it out so that there's no drain on the battery. Any side switch light is going to have a little bit of parasitic drain on the battery. This light claims to have very, very little and says that it can run for literally a year or two before the battery is significantly drained, which is kind of nice that it does have that extra protection. But if you are paranoid about it, you can lock it out. Even though the threads are not anodized in this whatsoever, right now I'm running an unprotected battery, so you can run protected and unprotected. It has a really good connection. I haven't had any issue with it blinking out or anything like that. And actually, it's a tough light, guys. It's no cheapo at all. So it's I'm going to include a coupon code from Gearbest, which they sent me this for review. So you'll be able to get this thing for, I think, around the high 20s is what they're offering it to you guys for. So we're going to do a little size comparison since we got this puppy out here. Here is the DQG Tiny 4th. Here is the Olight S30, a very popular and portable EDC flashlight that also takes a single 18650. And here is the Nitecore P12. So as you can see, this thing is significantly smaller than its competition, even though it is still 2/3 of the brightness. You're talking about 850 lumens, 1000, and 1000. So even though it's 2/3 the size, it maintains 2/3 the power, which is great. And the runtime on it is very impressive as well, and comparable to these guys as well. So, but the difference is $20-something, $40-something, $60. So this, even though it is a smaller light, it's quite a nice little budget light, and DQG is known for, they're kind of famous for making really, really small, the smallest lights they can on the market. So I haven't had any issues with quality. I think the anodizing is really good. Turn this off. I think the anodizing is really well done. You can see it hasn't peeled off at all in my pockets. The threads seem to be done very well. There are not any issues with them. We'll open this up real quick so you can see the threads. I know a lot of people do appreciate that, but as you can see, the threads are not anodized. They're cut very well. No issues with that. No spring in the tail cap at all. So the only thing holding it in is the pressure from the threads. As you can see, just a laptop pull 18650 battery. So it does tension in fairly well. There's no springs on either side, so it does just use the, you can see it's quite a quite amount of turning to get that on. So turning that quarter turn to lock it out is not going to loosen that cap up at all. So overall, I think this is a really nice light for the money, for that high 20s price range. I think you're getting quite a bit of light, and I think what it does do, and the beauty of this light, is that it makes 18650 pocketable, which a lot of lights are not. Some people, this is too much for them. Some people, this is way too much for them. This brings 18650 to a little more of a pocket-friendly environment for people who think that the bigger ones are just too much. So I do like it. It is quite a tough little light. I actually dropped this in the snow, and it took me about an hour to find it, and the thing still works great. It appears to, the waterproofing appears to hold up. The snow didn't seem to bother it. Cold didn't seem to bother it. It's got quite a few, probably about 2 weeks of pocket carry time under it, and nothing but good luck and good things to say so far. I want to give you a quick beam comparison with this DQG, which you see here. This is the turbo mode, which is about 800 lumens. So now you're talking Olight P12. You can see the difference. You're talking cool white over here with the P12, which is about 1000 lumens, and neutral white over here, which is the DQG, which is about 800 lumens. So that's the difference between them. As you can see, there's a slight difference in the beam profile and how tight the hotspot is. So that is something important to note. And here is the Olight S30. There's the two of them side by side. Once again, cool white versus neutral white. You see the neutral having that yellowish kind of tint to it, and the cool white having that. You can tell the Olight definitely has a brighter hot spot. little bigger spill on it. Once again, the Olight is about 1,000 lumens versus the DQ, which is around 850 on turbo. So there's a quick comparison.